Hey, Squirrel Squad. Recording back on the Chromebook again. That's what I'm just going to have to do to get some stuff off the phone. I've taken so much stuff off already. The memory thing. That's what keeps messing me up. It's not YouTube. Okay, Joe's Boys. Back to, I think we're still in chapter 6. Hello, there's old Centrum. I remember him. Used to like him and his tantrums and read about him to Ted. There he is riding ahead with Death and Devil alongside. As Dan looked at the little picture of the young man with horse and hound going bravely up the rocky defile, accompanied by the companions who ride beside most men through this world, a curious impulse made Mrs. Joe say quickly, "That's you, Dan, just you at this time. Danger and sin are near you in the life you lead. Moods and passions torment you. The bad father left you to fight alone, and the wild spirit drives you to wander up and down the world looking for peace and self-control. Even the horse and hound are there, your Octo and Don, and faithful friends, unscared by the strange mates that go with you, unscarred by the strange mates that go with you. You have not got the armor yet, but I'm trying to show you where to find it. Remember the mother Centrum loved and longed to find and did find when his battle was bravely fought, his reward well earned? You can recollect your mother, and I have always felt that all the good qualities you possess come from her. Act out the beautiful old story in this as in the other parts, and try to give her back a son to be proud of." Quite carried away by the likeness of the quaint tale to Dan's life and needs, Mrs. Joe went on pointing to the various pictures which illustrated it, and when she looked up was surprised to see how struck and interested he seemed to be. Like all the people of his temperament, he was very impressionable, and his life among hunters and Indians had made him superstitious. He believed in dreams like weird tales, and whatever appealed to the eye or mind vividly impressed him more than the wisest words. The story of poor tormented Centrum came back clearly as he looked and listened, symbolizing his secret trials even more truly than Mrs. Joe knew. And just at that moment, this had an effect upon him that never was forgotten. But all he said was, "Small chance of that. I don't take much stock in the idea of meeting folks in heaven. Guess Mother won't remember the poor little brat she left so long ago. Why should she?" Because true mothers never forget their children, and I know she was one, from the fact that she ran away from the cruel husband to save her little son from bad influences. Had she lived, life would have been happier for you, with this tender friend to help and comfort you. Never forget that she risked everything for your sake, and don't let it be in vain. Mrs. Joe spoke very earnestly, knowing that this was one sweet memory of Dan's early life, and glad to have recalled it at this moment, for suddenly a great tear splashed down on the page where Centrum kneels at his mother's feet, wounded, but victorious over sin and death. She looked up, well pleased to have touched Dan to the heart's core, as that drop proved. But a sweep of the arm brushed away the telltale, and his beard hid the mate to it, as he shut the book, saying with a suppressed quiver in his strong voice, "I'll keep this if nobody wants it. I'll read it over, and maybe it will do me good. I'd like to meet her anywhere, but don't believe I ever shall. Keep it, and welcome. My mother gave it to me, and when you read it, try to believe that neither of your mothers will ever forget you." Mrs. Joe gave the book with a caress and simply saying, "Thanks, good night," Dan thrust it into his pocket and walked straight away to the river to recover from his unwonted mood of tenderness and confidence. Next day the travelers were off. All were in good spirits, and a cloud of handkerchiefs whitened the air as they drove away in the old bus, waving their hats to everyone and kissing their hands, especially to Mother Bear, who said in her prophetic tone as she wiped her eyes when the familiar rumble died away, "I have a feeling that something is going to happen to some of them, and they will never come back to me or come back changed. Well, I can only say, God be with my boys." And he was. That's all of chapter 6. So I was almost done last time, and I am going to stop right there so we can start fresh with chapter 7, which is called The Lamb and the Lion. Put my bookmark right there. And we shall see you, I hope, at 3, which is just in an hour. I can't believe it's already 2 o'clock. It'll be less than an hour by the time this gets up. So it's Saturday, January, whatever. And live at 3. And live at 3, and that's Eastern, tomorrow too. Set an alarm. I hope you'll be there. Love you bunches. Mwah. And Jessica A. Noble sign that I never put up, but I kind of like doing this. Of course, if I put it here, I guess I could point to it. I still need to move stuff around and have not done it yet. Still got a bum knee that looks horrible. If you want to see my leg, actually my lower leg is what is all red and angry looking. And I put it at the end of part 4 of this cow tutorial, which was not a good idea, I'm sure, because some people probably wouldn't have wanted to see it. And there it was at the end of a tutorial. Y'all know, I just don't think. Crazy. Love y'all. Mwah. Don't give up on me. Maybe I'll get it together one of these days. If this hair would stay like that, that would be helpful too. But don't you like my used the stuffed cow? And I hope yours turns out good with all my miscounting and screwing up part 4. And this top was my mother's. I've been going in her closet and finding goodies I can wear. Even has pants to match. Tags were still on it. Y'all, bye.